All right, y'all, it did it again. The Facebook monster strikes again. We experienced a little bit of a glitch. I was able to go live, and then it didn't save the live. So I don't know what we're supposed to do. Um, so we're just going to record it, and we're going to make it happen. You're on day 28, and today's the day we've been building for. We've said that for each one, right? Like every day we do, we build it like layer by layer by layer, so that way it makes it attainable and accessible. And I want to make sure that we are relevant, I mean, not relevant, that we're creating content and creating a layer like stairs so that we can have a platform for success. All right, so now I got to rebuild my excitement. Before we get into today, I want to do something. I want to take you back and look at everything that's happened in this group for the last 28 days. Day one, you took an audit, and most of you saw your business clearly for the first time, right? You saw, oh shoot, I do this, or I ebb and flow, or I haven't posted in 6 weeks, or I haven't done this, or I haven't done that. Don't beat yourself up on it, right? That's one of the things we learned, because all we have to do is pick it up the next day. Day four, you wrote your I only work with statement. Some of you told me it was the first time you've ever said it that way and have ever said it that clearly. Day seven, you sent your first DM for some of you, and some of you had conversations that same day that you've never had those conversations before, other than with your friends, right? These are prospects that you're talking to. On day 13, you posted your offer publicly, whether you posted your number, but you talked about what you do, right? Day 14, you sent direct offers to get on a call and whatnot to warm leads and reported back those numbers to me. On day 17, you practice handling objections. You said them out loud for the first time for a lot of you. And then on day 19, you said your price out loud. You said it out loud 10 times, so you did it without apologizing. Day 21, you made the ask, the real ask with real pricing. That's where a lot of people go wrong, right? They don't recognize that they need to be pricing themselves in a good place. And yesterday you did the big thing, right? You set your revenue goal and you reverse engineered exactly what it takes to hit those goals. 28 days, 28 separate missions, real moves made by real people in this group. And this is 28 days of making money moves. Showing up for your business right now is the most essential thing that you can do. Today we're going to bring it all together. It's cash move 4. Let me get a quick drink. I want to explain what this actually is before we get too far into it, because this is super important. Cash Move 4 isn't about 4 separate tasks. It's about the demonstration of a complete system that you've built for the last 28 days. These are actually the non-negotiables we talked about yesterday. They are the things that are going to move the needle in your business, not just sometimes in your business. They're moving the needle in your business. When you make them the priority, things happen, action happens, business happens. I don't know if that's the right direction for you, if we're flip-flopped. The 9-line framework has 4 major categories: awareness, engagement, conversion, and scale. And today we're going to run through all of them in one single day. Your content post is your awareness move. It's the thing that gets you visible. It's your messaging. You're showing up where your ideal client is and you're speaking to them. Your 5 DMs are going to be your engagement move. This is where you're building the relationships and you're making some offers. And I'm not talking about the pay me offers. I'm talking about, I've got this amazing piece of content that could help you. That kind of offer. You're activating real connections and you're putting your offer into real conversations. Move 3 is your follow-ups, and those are your conversion items. This is actually part of your sales process. You're staying in the conversation that's already open and you're moving them towards the yes. You're consistently funneling them to the yes. And if they're not right, you let them fall out. You don't spend that much time on them. It doesn't mean you don't care about them. It doesn't mean you don't say, I wish you well, but it also means that you can't spend a lot of time in a conversation with them. Your call invite is your closing move. And the more closing moves you do, the more you scale. That's the loop, right? That's the ask, the thing that turns the conversation into a client. That's the whole system. Awareness to engagement to conversion to close. Closing is scaling. In one day. You're going to do it all in one day. These are your, like I said, your daily non-negotiables we talked about yesterday. You're going to use everything you've learned over the last 28 days and you're going to put it into practice. 28 days, that's 4 weeks. Can you believe we've been doing this for 4 weeks? And here's what I want you to understand about running this whole cycle. This is not a special challenge for the daily activities. These are going to become your non-negotiables. This is what your business is going to look like when it's running at its best. It's running in full all cylinders. This is the daily operating system, the non-negotiables of your business to consistently generate clients and revenue. And that's our whole goal in business. If we're not generating revenue, we got an expensive hobby. After day 30 of this challenge, and we know it's over, right? But the cycle's not. You've got to continue that. That's your daily non-negotiables. And I want you to carry that forward. This is the new habit. This is the move that's going to make you money. These are the moves you got to make every single day to make money in your business. Now let me talk about the full cycle and how it looks for each business type in the room. For the coach, the content speaks directly to the transformation. It's got to be in their words, but you got to talk about the transformation you create because somebody wants to see the results you're going to get them in their words so they can picture it. Your 5 DMs, they go to warm leads who have shown interest or are engaged with your content this week. Right? If they've engaged with you this week, you want to make sure that you are engaging with them. You have 3 follow-ups. Go back to the people who have said not yet. Go back to the ones you haven't heard from in a while. And you want to talk to them. And then you want to invite them to a call. The invite goes to 1, maybe 2 people in your pipeline right now. And those are going to be the ones that are the closest to yes. So you want to make sure that you're talking to the people who are going to work with you and have seen your value and are kind of like on the precipice. Maybe a one-to-one call where you can personalize something for them will actually add the value that kicks them over the line, right? The service provider, your content post showcases the results or a piece of your process that demonstrates your expertise. Your 5 DMs, the outreach that you do to the warm contacts are going to be the ones who are possibly your next project and the ones that are going to refer even more projects. So reach out to the people that you think could refer you. Your 3 follow-ups that we want to talk about go to people who have received a proposal or showed interest and then they went dormant, they went quiet. And your call invite is going to go to the person whose inquiry has been sitting there without a response for more than a week. Don't let them sit in your inbox or your DMs for very long, because the longer you are, somebody else is going to come in and fill that void, or they're going to forget they even had the problem that they talked to you about, or they're going to fester over it. And if you've got the answer for them, you do your due diligence and get them as a client. For the product creator, your content post needs to be a piece of your work or part of the backside of your process that creates the desire for them, like the prettier the piece of work. Taking it from a clean sheet to something that looks great. Your 5 DMs, reach out to warm contacts who've expressed interest, asked about pricing, asked about what kind of things you've done, or have bought from you before. If you're using places like Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, and all that, you do have their contact information. Reach out to people who've bought. All they can say is no, but the likelihood, because they've liked the work you've done, isn't that it's a no. It might be, I'd love for you to contact me, heading into the fall so that I can get Christmas gifts or I can get X, Y, and Z, right? If people have asked about your pricing, reach back out to them. That's a no-brainer. Your follow-ups need to go to people whose inquiries went quiet in the last few weeks. And your call invite really needs to go to somebody who has hinted about a project but doesn't know that they really need to commit to it right now, right? So you might have had somebody who said, I would really like, we'll use embroidery for an example. I'd really like to have some custom towels for my clients, realtor. That's great. That's really awesome. But if you don't close them on it, it's just a thought. It's not actually a close. If they said they're interested, let's ask them. Let's talk to them. Let's get them out there. For the energetic alignment coach, your content post speaks directly to the mom who's in the middle of a struggle that you help with, right? The 5 DMs are the warm personal messages to the moms that are dealing with something. Actually, any mom is dealing with stuff, right? So, but you have your specialty that you want to work with. Your follow-ups go to the moms who have said, I really need this, but I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure if I have the time. I'm not sure if I have this. But they need to put some energy back into themselves so that they can serve their children more, and be more present. So your call is going to go to the one mom who told you the most about her situation and is clearly ready for the support you offer. Full cycle, every business type, every 9 line, all in one day. You can do it. Before we get into the 4 moves, right? Which part feels natural and which part feels like a huge stretch? If it's feeling like a huge stretch, I want you to keep that, right? Because those are the pieces that you know are going to be the biggest pieces making impact in your business. They're the part of the system that you need to push, because that's where you're going to grow between now and where your business is heading. So the 4 moves. Let's go. Everything you've learned in the 28 days. We're going to put it into one, right? Move 1. Post a piece of content today. Visibility and messaging. It can be a story, a tip, a behind the scenes, a transformation, a question, a result, whatever feels most aligned for you and where your audience is right now. Post it on your main platform and share it to your personal page. I like just posting to my personal page because I think Facebook business pages are bupkis. They're great to prove that you're a business, but if you're going to post on Facebook, post it to your personal page. That's where the most amount of people are. A lot of businesses have 200, 300 people on their business page and 1,000 people on their personal page. Those 1,000 people may not be your ideal audience, but every one of them knows somebody who is. All right, so you're going to post it on your personal page. Make it specific, make it speak to one person, and make it feel like you wrote it for them. Move 2, send 5 DMs, warm leads only. We're not reaching out to new people, right? These are going to be personal messages referencing something about them. It's been a while. Take a few moments to read their chat with you. Go ahead and drop it in the chat GPT and say, I want to follow up with this person. What is the best thing that I can talk to them about? And reference it, right? Move 3, follow up with 3 warm leads today. So those aren't just the warm DMs. Warm DMs are conversation. Warm leads are people that are on their way to the yes. These are just your networking. These are the beginning of your sales process. Move 4, invite at least one person to a call. For this week, we're focused on getting one person on a call, but we did our numbers yesterday. I want you to be really cognizant of how you built out your numbers and how many calls you have to get on each week and what we have to do to get people on a call. Because eventually we're going to have to try to get somebody on a call every single day in order to get the numbers we want to get, because we've got to get them into the funnel. And then I want you to come back, drop it in the group, let people know what it is. We know what our personal page move is. And if you want to, go ahead and add, you have 2 days left in your 30-day challenge, and that is change how you show up for your business. It's changing how you're showing up for your business every single day. And if you want to learn, blah, 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 let's start that over again, right? I have 2 days left in a 30-day challenge that has changed how I show up in my business every single day. If you want to know what I've learned, tag me or send me a message. I will tell you everything. Easy, right? Easy peasy. That's going to generate some conversations. It's going to generate, like, people will be like, I saw you show up on Reels more. Why did you do that? They want to know. People are nosy. I'm nosy. So I want to know how your results are, right? You know where your day 28 worksheet is. We've done 28 days of cash moves, right? Because this is the full cycle. Here's what you need to hear. Everything you've done in this challenge was building to this: the clarity, the messaging, the relationships, the offers, the objection handling, the pricing, the follow-up, the systems, and all of it was in preparation for running this cycle with confidence. Everything we've done thus far is to get you to the point where you can do this confidently, because it was layer on layer on layer on layer. We didn't just spike it. We actually started the information. Today you're going to run, not because the challenge requires it, but because your business requires it. And because you know exactly how to do it. Post, DM, follow-up, invite. It's simplified. Those are your non-negotiables. You have to do that daily to get your business to succeed. You could spend all the time you want to in action, and that's great. But if you don't have the business coming in, what action are you going to do? Drop the full cycle report in the group, or you can DM me when you're done. That's where my nosiness comes in. I want to know your numbers. I want to hear about the conversations. I want to hear about every single win. We got 2 days left, guys. 2 days left. So let's celebrate each little piece. This is cash move 4. Let's get you paid.